Hello mamas and welcome. This is a postpartum yoga practice designed with the 3 to 6 months post-birth-ish range in mind. That being said, that is very much just a suggestion. Everyone has, very different bodies, practices, unique timelines for healing and recovery. So again, very much a suggestion. Take what works, leave what doesn't. Be very patient and loving with your body, and if you have any complications, please make sure you've got permission from your healthcare provider to be doing gentle movement and exercise. So that being said, let's start lying down. Lying on your back. Feet nice and wide, a little bit wider than your hips, so about mat width apart, and knees draping slightly in. So just this nice little inward tilt of your legs, a nice rest position for the legs. And then palms face up to the ceiling, arms out by your sides, and we are taking the cactus arms, so the elbows bent 90 degrees. And then really drop the weight of your body into the ground. So release the weight of your arms, your elbows, your head, your shoulders, and simply allow gravity here to do the work for you of very gently opening across your chest and shoulders. Now before we start to do anything else, any other movement, just take 2 or 3 deep, slow, steady rounds of inhale and exhale. Closing your eyes if you can. Connecting inwards to your breath, to your center, your strong center, and to yourself. Maybe a big sigh out through your mouth if that feels helpful, if that feels good. Now let's take our arms down. Hands are going to place to our belly. Take your feet, gather them in so your feet are just hip width apart. Your knees are stacked hip width apart as well. Starting with a little bit of engagement for the deep, low transverse abdominis muscles and the pelvic floor. So our foundational core support. On your inhale breath, let your lower back gently arch away from the ground. Feel your belly expand nice and big into your hands. And then with your exhale, just using your low abdominals from underneath your belly button down, as well as your pelvic floor, that Kegel action. So using those two things, pelvic floor and low abdominals, try to press your lower back down towards the floor without using your big, glutes and quadricep thigh muscles. So your legs are very passive. You're just using pelvic floor and low abdominals. So here we go. Inhale, little arch of the spine. Belly expands nice and big. Exhale, tighten from your belly button down, low abdominals gently engage, pelvic floor, that Kegel action, trying to softly press low back down. Keep going with that, and if it's feeling a little tricky, it's subtle and it takes some time and it takes practice, so just stay patient, keep working with it. Exhale, tightening low belly, so from pubic bone up to belly button, try to tighten just that low belly area to press your lower back into the floor. Inhale, breath. Exhale, breath. Pelvic floor engages, low belly tightens. Now come on back up to a neutral spine. So there's a little bit of space between your lower back and the floor. Now try to, again, just tighten that low belly area like you're trying to flatten your belly towards your hip points. So keeping that nice and secure. We're going to lift just the right leg. So without our lower back moving around, staying very supported through low belly and low back. Inhale, pick your right foot up off the ground. Just use those low abdominals. Make sure the legs are very passive. And then with your exhale, slowly extend your right leg down towards the ground. If you can, keep it hovering off of the ground. You should feel that low belly, low abdominals really having to work to engage. And then inhale, slowly pull your right knee back up towards neutral. And exhale, just place your right foot flat onto the mat. Now, other side. So we're going to lift the left leg. Again, nice and neutral. Gently engage through low belly. Inhale, pick your left foot up off the ground. Low back stays in that neutral position. Exhale again, low back stays in neutral as you slowly extend the left leg down. And now inhale, pulling that left knee back up to your starting position. And exhale, left foot places to the ground. We're going to do that one more time. So keep your breath. Keep that low belly engaged. Inhale, right knee lifts off the ground. Take your time. Exhale, slowly extend the right leg. Lower back is nice and neutral. Inhale, from your low belly, draw that right knee back up. And exhale, right foot places to the floor. Very last time. Keep breathing. Make sure you're not getting tight and tense in all the other parts of your body. Exhale, left leg lengthens and lowers. Drawing that left knee back up to neutral. Slow and steady. Low belly still engaged. And then exhale, place your left foot flat onto the ground. And then let's let that go. Maybe a big sigh. Let's walk our feet out nice and wide again here. Windshield wiper your right knee towards the center, your left knee out towards the side. And then switch. Left knee to center and right knee out to the side. And if that's feeling really good and you want to stick with that, then stick with that a few more times. Option to come into a little bit of a deeper twist so you can gather your knees right in towards your chest. And then slowly drape your knees over to the left. Try to have your knees up at about belly button height. Right arm stretches out towards that right side. Getting nice and open across the front of your chest and your shoulder. Right front body can get so tight from holding baby, carrying baby. So letting that whole front part of the chest, shoulders, open, release. And be balanced, front body to back body. Come on back through center. We'll switch sides, switch up the twist. So knees are coming over to the right, about belly button height. Left arm out to the left side, maybe with a big sigh. Let your left shoulder drop heavy to the ground. Deep cleansing breaths. So we're also getting a nice massage into our belly, our organs, our digestive system. Deep cleansing inhales, deep cleansing exhales. And then come on back through center. Nice squeeze of your knees and nice and close to your chest. Option if you'd like to lift your forehead up towards your knees, get nice and tiny. And then release. Let's roll over to one side and come on up to hands and knees. Let's go through some rounds of cat and cow. Now for some mamas, some women, we get tender wrists. You can get some carpal tunnel or even some tendinitis. So if you need to be on fists or even forearms, absolutely feel free to do so. You don't have to be on your hands. Nice and simple. Inhale, belly softens down. Shoulders gather back. Supple and soft through the spine. Exhale. Really gather your belly up towards your spine and round your back as much as you can. Keep going with that. Big inhale. Open up. And deep exhale. Press every last drop of breath out of your lungs as you round your spine. 2 more times, breathing in and breathing out. And last one, inhale. And really round, round, round. Gather your belly up. Press every bit of air out of your lungs as you round your spine. Come on back to neutral. Now, option here if you'd like to take child's pose or puppy dog pose or downward facing dog. So your choice, whichever is going to feel best for you. Remember, you don't have to push yourself. This is a time to really listen in and be patient with your body. Give yourself space, give yourself time, give yourself love as you slowly rebuild strength. If you're in your downward dog, let's make sure the knees have a nice little soft bend into them and that you've got a lot of action going on your hands. You're really gripping at the mat with your finger pads to support those wrists and forearms. And a big sigh. Inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. Now, if you're in downward dog, let's walk our hands back towards our feet. And if you're in child's pose, you can just make your way back. So you're coming towards the back of your mat here. Forward fold, feet are hip width apart, nice and parallel. Again, bend the knees here so you can have a nice little supportive bend in your knees. And let's dangle our upper body. So this nice release of our head and then some length in the neck, some release through the shoulders, a little bit of blood flow to the brain. Allowing your arms to just totally sort of raggedy and down towards the ground. Bobble out your head there a little bit if you need to. And it might feel really nice to take some flutters through your lips, to release tension in your face and your jaw. And then as you're ready, no rush if you're really enjoying it there. You can hang out there as long as you'd like. When you're ready, let's bend the knees just a little deeper and roll up to stand. So you're coming up slowly through the vertebra of your spine. Your head is heavy. Your head will be the last thing to arrive. Standing tall, so just gathering your shoulders back slightly. Tall and steady like a mountain. Now let's inhale, sweep your arms wide and high like you're tracing circles through the air with your fingertips. Reach up to the ceiling. And then exhale, bend those knees slightly again as you fold forwards. Halfway lift, fingertips can come onto your shins or onto the ground. Try to elongate your spine, pull your sternum bone forwards. And then release back down, heavy with your head, forward folds. Inhale, rise back up to stand, bend those knees as much as you need to. Take that big circle of fingertips, wide and high. And then catch your hands together into prayer and gather them right down to center of your chest. Steady, centered, and strong. Again, inhale, arms rise. Biggest breath, big expansive lungs. Bend the knees slightly, forward fold. So just moving through this very gentle half sun salutation. Body and breath working together. Halfway lift, fingertips onto the ground or onto your shins. Long spine. Exhale, release your head. Forward folds. I'm coming back up to stand. Bend the knees. Inhale, breath. Big circle of the arms wide and high. Hands press and gather to prayer. Hands move down to center of chest. Now let's take our left hand to left hip. Right arm sweeps up to the ceiling. Side stretch, tiny bend in your knees here if you'd like. And then stretch up and over. Getting that nice long side line through the right side body. Now stay there to take a deep inhale and a deep exhale and reach a little bit more. And then come back up through center, switch sides. So right hand to right hip, left arm up and over. Take that side reach, side stretch like you're curving up and over. Big, huge exercise ball. Deep inhale. And then reach a little bit further, exhale. Come on back up through center. Chair pose, bending your knees. really drawing your booty, drawing your hips, your tailbone straight back behind you. So you've got your weight in your heels. Check that your knees are tracking over your middle toes. And then either arms straight out in front of you or arm bones up in line with your ears. So draw your hips back and down. Keep as much weight in your heels as you can. And then let's take just a few little pulses. So tiny little lift and a tiny little lower. Tiny little lift, really pressing into your heels, tiny little lower. And one more tiny lift and a little tiny lower. Now sitting back into that chair pose, interlace your hands behind your pelvis. Take a little shrug of your shoulders back and then tumble your upper body forwards. Let your head drop. You can extend your legs, extend your knees as much as works for you, and gently pull your hands away from the back of your pelvis. Shake out your head again here if you need to. Nice release, like flossing out through your shoulders, a stretch for your shoulders. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Let's release the fingertips to the ground. Heel toe your feet out a little bit wider, so about mat width apart. Toes turn a little bit in and heels, sorry, I messed that up. Toes turn out, heels turn in. And then we're sitting down towards yogi squat. Now you can always stick with half squat if you've got any tenderness or anything you need to protect in your knees or your pelvis. Full squat is available if you'd like. And wherever you are, whichever variation of squat you are in, try to again elongate your spine. So extend up and out of the crown of your head. Relax your jaw. And now wherever you are, half or full squat, let's just try to connect into pelvic floor. So engaging the pelvic floor, like that Kegel action, a sense of drawing in and up through the perineum, connecting into that pelvic floor strength and support, and then relaxing, making sure you can also relax. And then one more time. Engaging pelvic floor, perineum drawing in and up, and then relaxing. Good. Release your hands down to the ground, and let's walk it back out to hands and knees. Again here, if you want to be on your forearms or up on your fists, if your wrists are sensitive, then do so. So keeping a nice neutral spine, we're going to send our right leg straight back behind us. So nice and parallel, toes pointing down and heel pointing up. Now we're going to take some bird dogs here is the kind of funny name for it. So you're engaging your glutes and your hamstrings here, pressing that right heel up towards the ceiling. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, almost like you're doing cat and cow. Pull your right knee in towards your nose, your forehead, and round through the spine, lifting up through the belly. And then send that right leg back, your spine long. Press up through your right heel, again engaging into your glute, your butt muscles, your hamstring muscles. And then exhale, pull the knee in towards your forehead. Again, right leg back. Inhale, a little press up through your heel. And exhale, gather in towards center. Good, now send that right leg back. Press your right heel up towards the ceiling. Pause. Lift that right heel up just a little bit higher. And now step your right foot forwards to the outside of your right hand. And then just heel toe your right foot in between your hands. Crescent lunge, so the hips sink forwards. Walk your hands up onto that front thigh. Gather your shoulders back and down. Nice and long and easy through your neck. Now offering here, interlace your hands behind your head. Widen your elbows slightly from side to side. And then lean your head gently back into your hands, like you're opening up, tipping your chest, your face open towards the sky to catch some warm rays of sun. Jaws relaxed. Again, creating that balance here. Front body, nice and open through the front body. Last breath. And then release, taking your hands down. You can heel toe that right foot wide again, and then just sweep it back, return to hands and knees. So we're gonna go to the other side. So left leg back, nice neutral spine, little lift of the belly to help support that low back. Pressing your left heel straight up towards the ceiling. So again, engaging those glutes and hamstring muscles. Inhale, breath. Exhale, left knee pulls into your forehead, like you're pulling in on a rubber band. And we've got that 2 more times. Inhale, press left heel skywards. Exhale, like that, pull on a rubber band, left knee into forehead. Again, breathing in and pulling and breathing out. Now send that left foot back. Heel presses up to the ceiling. Breathe in, lift up just a little higher. And then exhale, left foot steps forwards to the outside of that left hand. Heel toe your foot in between the hands. Crescent lunge, a nice little sink forwards of the pelvis. You don't have to go crazy, just a nice soft little forward lean of the hips. Come on up to that crescent lunge and relax the shoulders. Again, offering, hands can interlace behind the head. Tip open through the face and the chest. Again, like you're catching some warmth, some sun. Relax your forehead, relax your jaw. Breathe steady and deep. Opening the chest, opening the front body, opening the fronts of the shoulders. And then release. Hands come on down. Maybe heel toe that left foot out to the side slightly. And then come on back to hands and knees. And then shift forward. So we're coming into a supported plank position. Shoulders over wrists. Nice long diagonal line from the crown of your head down to your knees. And then engage as much as you can that low belly. So try to tug your pubic bone up towards your belly button slightly. Keep your gaze out in front of you. Take an inhale breath. And then exhale, bend your elbows just a couple of inches and hug your elbows into the sides of your rib cage. Make sure they're not poking out to the side, but hugging right into the side of your waist. Now breathe in and let's extend the arms straight. Keep that little pull of your pubic bone slightly up to your belly button. And exhale, bend your elbows just a couple of inches. Keep hugging, wrapping those elbows right into the sides of your rib cage. Last time, inhale, arms lengthen. And exhale, bend your elbows a couple of inches. This time, slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Keep the gaze slightly forwards. Keep hugging those elbows right into the sides of your waist. And come all the way down. Once you've found the ground, tense your fingers wide off to the sides of your mat, about shoulder height, legs straight back behind you. Breathe in to peel the shoulders back and find a little ripple up into a cobra pose. Tiny little lift. And exhale, soften down. One more time, just like that. Breathing in. And breathing out. Now last time, hands come down by your low ribs. Hug your shoulders back, lifting up into Bhujangasana, into your cobra pose, and maybe hovering your hands off of the ground like a couple centimeters or an inch or two, and really engaging the muscles on the back line of your body, strengthening the back body, opening the front body. Breathe a big inhale and then exhale, let it go. Come on all the way back down. Child's pose. Pull the hips back to the heels and rest. Little rock from side to side here if you'd like. Big sigh out. Flutter the lips, anything that feels good there. All right, come on up. Let's turn around to our seat and lower all the way down onto our backs. Gather your heels in about hip width apart and close to your sitting bones, arms down by your sides. We're going to slowly press up towards a bridge pose. So inhale right where you are, and then exhale, really wide into your feet. Slowly peel just your tailbone off the ground, then the back of your pelvis, then a nice little ripple up through your spine. Pressing your hip points straight up to the ceiling, as far as you can go. Keep your head nice and neutral, nose pointing skywards as well. Now, if you want to add on, feel free to interlace your hands underneath you and kind of tuck your shoulders underneath your chest there a little bit, just to get a little bit more of an opening across front of chest and shoulders. Steady your breathing. And one more inhale. Exhale, release, and slowly, just as slowly as you rolled up, curl down, going down each vertebra at a time. Once your pelvis finds the mat, let's pick up that right leg, flex your foot so your toes draw back towards your shin, and cross your right ankle over top of that left thigh. So this is a thread the needle hip stretch. Reach your hands through to grab a hold of the back of that left leg, or maybe to the front, grabbing your left shin. Now, keeping that right foot flexed so that you are stabilizing your knee joint here, keeping the back of your pelvis nice and heavy into the ground, and then also keeping your neck, your head, and your shoulders really easy and relaxed. Breathing. Slow, deep inhales and exhales. You can pull with your hands to create a slightly deeper stretch, but remember that we are still probably dealing with some relaxant in the body. Ligaments and joints can still be kind of loosey-goosey for quite a long time post-birth. So be very mindful that you're not pushing hard into any stretches. You're sticking with that maybe 60 to 70% edge of your maximum. Breathing, softening. And then after your next exhale, let's release and switch sides. So left ankle over right thigh, left foot is flexed. Reach through, thread the needle, grab a hold of the back of your right leg or your right shin. Again, hips are heavy into the ground, head is heavy, shoulders are relaxed. Steady breath in and out. And in and out. A few more rounds of breath, soaking up the stretch, gently releasing into that stretch. Keeping your jaw relaxed, your eyes soft. And then as you're ready, let's release. Maybe give the knees one last little hug, one last little squeeze in towards your chest. And then let's release. We'll come into a moment of rest. So our Shavasana, our rest, you could keep your feet flat on the ground, return to that first position where your knees were kind of draped in towards each other if that felt good, or legs straight out underneath you. Big inhale, big sighing on your exhale. Let everything go. Get as soft, as supple as you can. Surrender the weight of your body. Feel your breath drawing right into your center. Your steady, strong center. As you're ready to come off of the ground, start to softly move fingers and toes. Roll over to one side, curling over towards fetal position, and then use your hands to bring you back up to your seat. Seal your hands together to seal in that time for yourself, your practice. And thank you all for tuning in, for practicing. Namaste.